Hello friends, welcome to my Princess Diana channel. Before moving on to the video, if you are not subscribed to my channel, do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, so let's move on to the video. In a new video from the back door of the Montecito mansion, Harry has a spot in the middle of the frame as he presented the Soldier of the Year award to Sergeant First Class Elizabeth Marks. But, amidst all these glitters, was this yet another PR stunt, or did it really ring true for something deep from the heart? Moreover, speculation swirls about Harry's motivations, particularly concerning his position within the royal family vis-a-vis William's children. Could a bout of jealousy be simmering beneath the surface? Join me as I delve further into the intricacies of this event. In a moving address during the moving service, the Duke of Sussex said, "He fought for us, so in reality, to take his memory and shove it under the carpet and forget about it, that is not going to happen." Marks, 33, is one of the star athletes and most decorated in the team, having accumulated 4 gold medals at the Invictus Games and 5 Paralympic medals. She drew on a personal journey marked with resilience and determination, having bounced back from bilateral hip injuries in Iraq during her deployment in 2010. She enlisted in the army at 17. Harry was dressed impeccably in a black waistcoat and flaunting red tie, bedecked with his own medals, and had come to address his adoration of Marks. He recalled their first meeting at the Invictus Games in Orlando back in 2016, where he proudly presented her with the 4 gold medals she had won in swimming that day. Elizabeth Marks's story is one of rare tenacity and determination, a grace that reaches beyond the ordinary. Despite the physical and emotional toll of her injuries and subsequent surgeries, Marks has emerged as a beacon of hope and inspiration, blazing trails as the first woman in the Army's world-class athlete program and its inaugural swimmer. Moreover, Marks takes her recovery much further than even she would have predicted, continuously striving to lift and encourage others who face similar challenges. Through her achievements and advocacy, she aims to demonstrate that resilience and perseverance can overcome the most daunting obstacles. As Harry reflected on their friendship and all that Marks has accomplished, he concluded that their bond was more than mere acquaintanceship. Yet, amidst the sincerity of the moment, observers noted a hint of irony in Harry's words, as if subtly acknowledging the complexities of their relationship. The video footage captured Harry proudly displaying his own military accolades, the Operational Service Medal for Afghanistan and the Queen's Golden Jubilee Medal, alongside his honorary Queen's Platinum Jubilee Medal, awarded despite relinquishing his military titles in 2020. These symbols underscore his ongoing connection to his military heritage as he forges a new path outside the traditional confines of royal duties. As we all have come to know, Prince Harry has been seen wearing medals presented to him by his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. But behind the fanfare of these awards is the serious question of what actually qualifies Harry to receive them and the servicemen and women who surely deserve to receive these awards through dedicated service. Further to this, it is actually seen that an undercurrent of discord runs through his supposed representation of the U.S. soldier, especially on the context that he has been associated with the marked Invictus Games, said to be an elite event that overshadows the U.S. Warrior Games. More than this, whispers within military circles spoke to the idea that Harry's own military service was actually more of symbolism than anything else, with allegations of his privileged status as a prince affording him preferential treatment. This puts the idea of Harry presenting awards to figures like Elizabeth Marks, who has displayed true grit and courage, at best, out of place and at worst, insulting. Delve to the core of the meaning of the medals, and one finds that only one particular honor that Harry should have received a medal for attending his father's coronation. There is much speculation as to why this may have been left out. Was Harry consciously leaving out this medal? Perhaps Meghan had advised doing so in order to shift the focus from his not having served in the military in recent times. Or was it a case that nobody was there to pick up the medal on behalf of the Queen due to logistics issues, and it consequently remained in storage at Buckingham Palace, waiting to be sent on later at another date? The significance of those medals is undeniable for those who have earned them through genuine service. However, Prince Harry's receipt of such honors raises eyebrows due to his status as a prince, reminding us of the privileges afforded to royalty even in military accolades. This becomes glaringly manifest when juxtaposed with the genuine sacrifices made by servicemen and women. Observing Harry's attire during various ceremonial occasions reveals a consistent ensemble of medals, including those worn during his grandmother's funeral ceremonies. However, the absence of the coronation medal from his ensemble raises questions about the completeness of his collection. One might question whether Harry's display of medals genuinely reflects his service and commitment or is merely a symbolic gesture emblematic of his royal lineage. The absence of the coronation medal could be attributed to oversight or last-minute decisions regarding his ensemble. It's possible that the palace traditionally handled such matters for him, leaving him unaware or unprepared for its inclusion. It's worth noting that Harry's display of military honors predominantly consists of participation Jubilee medals, rather than awards earned through active service. This stark contrast underscores the discrepancy between his ceremonial attire and the genuine sacrifices made by soldiers on the front lines. Bunker Harry, an allusion to Harry's image as more of a leisure soldier than a combat one, underscores the irony of his military accolades. The notion of him presenting a Soldier of the Year award has raised eyebrows concerning the authenticity of his involvement. There is speculation that this may be a strategic move by Harry to rehabilitate his image and garner goodwill from American veterans for his own public relations purposes. However, the ambiguity surrounding his connection to the U.S. military adds to the skepticism. Critics argue that it is highly inappropriate for a foreign national with no first-hand experience in the U.S. military to preside over such an awards ceremony. This decision is seen as a slap in the face, suggesting that it would have been more fitting to bestow this honor upon a distinguished American veteran. Moreover, concerns about the propriety of wearing UK medals in an official capacity in the US highlight further perceived missteps. Harry's lack of an official capacity in the US becomes even more glaring when he dons what many perceive as fake military regalia while presenting awards on behalf of a magazine to genuine servicemen. This mismatch between his ceremonial role and the genuine sacrifices of soldiers amplifies the controversy surrounding his actions. This facade underscores Harry's detachment from the real war scenario and the sacrifices made by soldiers. He does little more than pay lip service to the solemnity of the occasion and tribute to fallen comrades. His primary concern seems to be maintaining a semblance of his former royal self, albeit diminished and pitiable. The image of Harry standing at his back door, adorned with plastic souvenir medals and inhaling fertilizer fumes while a staff member films him, vividly illustrates his descent into irrelevance. This is a stark contrast to the magnificence of Buckingham Palace, where his brother William dispenses honors with dignity and grace. The choice of the backdoor setting suggests a disregard for the event, further exacerbating the disdain many feel towards Harry. The situation's absurdity is not lost on observers, drawing comparisons to a whimsical Dr. Seuss tale. Harry's incongruous attempts to assert his relevance against the solemn backdrop only highlight his detachment from reality, evoking both pity and contempt from spectators. Yet, amid all the ridicule and criticism, the fact that the event took place at his own backyard suggests a measure of personal involvement and investment on his part. To some, this gesture might seem a cynical attempt to gain favor or publicity, but for others, it represents a step towards taking responsibility for their actions and contributing to the causes they claim to support. British veterans often wear their medals with civilian attire, so Harry's wearing of the medals could be seen as a nod of respect to the awardee. However, the legitimacy of his actions is questioned, particularly since he relinquished his honorary military titles in 2020, and his collection includes Jubilee medals typically awarded for participation rather than service. There is speculation about whether Meghan might have influenced Harry's decision to wear the medals, considering her perceived influence over him. Alternatively, it could simply be a misguided attempt by Harry to appear official in the absence of military regalia or coronets. The choice to adorn himself with medals seems over the top and out of touch, especially considering the decision to host the event at Montecito, which highlights his reliance on his British royal connections for personal gain. This perceived disconnect from his former homeland only serves to alienate him further from public perception. Overall, the event appears to be a thinly veiled PR attempt, with Harry exploiting his royal ties for personal advantage while shirking his responsibilities to his homeland. This opportunistic behavior is viewed negatively, leaving many disillusioned and disappointed with his actions. Harry's remarks about William's children display a lack of maturity and tact, particularly with his insinuation that one of them might end up as the spare. This not only reflects his insecurities but also highlights his disregard for the impact of his words, reinforcing perceptions of him as immature and detached from reality. George, Charlotte, and Louis already show a level of maturity that surpasses what Harry has demonstrated, even at 40. It's evident that the young royals are in capable hands, being nurtured to become well-rounded individuals. With the solid, grounded support from their parents, it's expected that Charlotte and Louis will pursue successful careers. Harry's obsession with William's children is unsettling. His own children, thanks to William and Catherine's careful guidance, are unlikely to follow Harry's troubled path. They will be protected from the pitfalls of substance abuse and spared the emotional instability that marred Harry's upbringing. William and Catherine are expected to find suitable matches for their children, ensuring they partner with individuals who not only fulfill their royal roles but also provide genuine love and support. Unlike Harry, who relied on his title for entry into prestigious institutions, their children will be encouraged to excel based on their own merits. This stark contrast underscores the discrepancies in upbringing and expectations within the royal family. Californians might benefit from observing the royal family, who exemplify dedication and love for their children, contrasting starkly with Harry and Meghan's more isolated approach to parenting. Harry believes his struggles are unique, yet many face challenges in life, often without the privileges he enjoys. Despite his grievances, they seem trivial compared to the hardships faced by those without his comforts. Louis, possibly considered the spare, thrives in his supportive environment, showing potential for greatness. Charlotte, poised like her mother, and George, though apprehensive about his future role, find solace in their family's love. Charlotte's composure was notably apparent during Queen Elizabeth II's funeral, where she guided an uncertain George. Harry's discontent isn't rooted in being the spare but stems from a lifetime of feeling inadequate and rejected. His unhappiness is linked more to his inability to carve out his own path rather than his birth order. Interestingly, due to changes in succession laws, Charlotte technically precedes Louis in the line of succession, making her the de facto spare, adding another layer to the family dynamics. Their positions in the line of succession matter little compared to their stable, nurturing upbringing. Harry's insistence that his struggles stem from being the spare seems misplaced, rather, it reflects his own identity issues. Many second children have thrived in similar situations, but Harry's attempt to resurrect this narrative seems more like a desperate bid to garner sympathy and salvage his image, which unfortunately might appear disingenuous to some. George, Charlotte, and Louise are well set for a bright future, surrounded by a loving extended family, including both sets of grandparents. Harry might find it challenging to convince his own children that their isolation from family stems from anyone but himself. If Harry and Meghan have children, these kids may one day lament the lost opportunities to connect with their wider family. Despite feeling like outsiders, their life in the U.S. cannot compare to the grandeur of Buckingham Palace. Missing out on significant family gatherings and historical events could indeed leave a bitter taste in their mouths as they grow older. Their secluded life in the U.S., devoid of the vibrant familial interactions they might have had, starkly contrasts with the potential rich connections back home. Currently, only Doria provides familial support, and Harry and Meghan may face tough conversations as their children seek truths online, potentially leading to future bitterness and solitude for the couple. It's particularly concerning that Harry would speak of his niece and nephews in such a disparaging manner, highlighting a deep-seated issue that could exacerbate his alienation from his family. Harry's jealousy extends beyond William to his children, who are excelling academically, socially, and in their public roles. Harry fears these successes could overshadow his own achievements and highlight his personal shortcomings. He harbors a deep-seated jealousy toward these children, dreading their inevitable success and accomplishments. There's a likelihood that he might even resent his own offspring if they appear to threaten his status, and given his partner's tendencies, she might exhibit similar behaviors. It begs the question of whom they would blame if their children do not meet their lofty expectations for attractiveness, intelligence, or athleticism. King Charles's preference for a daughter over another son might stem from various factors, including societal norms, personal preferences, or family dynamics. However, a compelling reason might be the unique bond often seen between fathers and daughters. Historically, daughters frequently hold a special place in their fathers' hearts, often seeing them as heroes and seeking their guidance and approval. This dynamic fosters a distinct emotional connection and mutual admiration, differing significantly from father-son relationships. Daughters often feel more comfortable expressing their emotions and vulnerabilities to their fathers, which can foster a deeper understanding and empathy. In a family dominated by male siblings, such as Prince Charles and his sons, the addition of a daughter could bring a much-needed balance to the family dynamics. Before Kate Middleton joined the royal family, interactions may have been characterized by a heavily testosterone-driven atmosphere, with competition and masculine traits predominating. Introducing a daughter into this setting could inject emotional intelligence and sensitivity, softening sibling rivalries and creating a more nurturing environment. Daughters possess innate abilities to navigate complex social dynamics and mitigate conflicts, contributing to a harmonious family dynamic. Moreover, the presence of a daughter might have given Prince Charles a renewed sense of purpose and responsibility. Fathers often feel a heightened protectiveness and devotion toward their daughters, which can motivate them to set positive examples and strive for excellence. In essence, King Charles's preference for a daughter might have been driven by a desire to foster a more balanced and emotionally fulfilling family dynamic. While the arrival of a daughter does not solve all challenges inherent in raising multiple children, it can introduce new perspectives and enrich the familial experience. Harry's concerns about William's parenting may weigh heavily on his mind, especially regarding William's ability to instill a sense of purpose in his children, ensuring they never feel redundant or unimportant. In particular, Charlotte seems to excel in her role, potentially surpassing Harry's own achievements. William and Catherine's parenting approach emphasizes education, potential military service, and exposing their children to various interests from a young age. Their children benefit from strong familial bonds on both sides, fostering a sense of stability and support. In contrast, Harry's actions not only reflect poorly on his character but also raise questions about his priorities. It seems Harry may be neglecting his paternal responsibilities in favor of aligning with Meghan, which suggests a disregard for his familial duties. His relationship with Meghan, while personally fulfilling, indicates that his familial responsibilities have taken a back seat. Prioritizing his desires over the well-being of his children speaks volumes about his values. Parenting entails sacrifices and putting the needs of one's children above all else. Yet, Harry's actions suggest a lack of commitment to this fundamental responsibility. Moreover, aligning with Meghan, known for her self-absorption, only exacerbates the situation, reflecting poorly on Harry's commitment to his family duties. Meghan's turbulent relationship with the royal family has been extensively documented, highlighting the potential negative impact on Harry's familial ties. Instead of engaging in public disputes with his relatives or pursuing personal agendas, Harry should focus on being a present and responsible parent. Parenthood is a privilege and profound responsibility that demands unwavering dedication and sacrifice. Harry's failure to prioritize his children raises questions about his suitability for royal responsibilities. His actions underscore the importance of prioritizing family over personal desires and public disputes. It's crucial for Harry to reassess his priorities and commit fully to his parental duties. Only then can he truly earn respect and redemption from both his family and the public. Additionally, his decision to award the Soldier of the Year title to Elizabeth Marks, despite lacking notable achievements himself, reflects poorly on his judgment. Harry's royal status affords him certain privileges he hasn't earned. He should recognize his limitations and act accordingly. Moreover, he should not concern himself with William's children. His primary responsibility should be to his own family and managing his wife's disruptive behavior. That's it for our video, my friends. I hope you have liked it. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and like the video. If you haven't done so yet, if you want to be first to be informed about my content, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on notifications. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself and stay healthy. I'll see you in the next one.